One of the biggest bottlenecks was a very paper-intensive corporate affairs ministry, at that time known as the Ministry of Company Affairs. All the interaction between the corporates and the government was paper-intensive, and it required physical visits to registrar of company offices. And the task came upon this initiative as to how this can be radically transformed into a seamless, paperless, physical, visitless kind of transactional interface. Tremendous journey for us. We had at that time about 50 plus register of company offices all over the country, and it was all jurisdictionally divided, where companies that got incorporated with registered offices in those jurisdictions could only talk to those respective register of company offices. So obviously the majority of the companies were registered in Bombay, which is the commercial capital of the country, as well as other emerging cities like Bangalore, Hyderabad, Delhi, NCR region, Calcutta to some extent, and a lot of pressure on those register of company offices, and all the processes were paper intensive. And the most challenging task there was to bring in digital infusion into a staff strength who hitherto were only exposed to processing and advancing their work through paper. And almost at very low computer literacy levels, we took on the task of bringing about a digital workflow completely on technology right across the enterprise of the Ministry of Company Affairs, with all their offices connected, networked to a centralized server infrastructure, and all of the nodes which were used by the staff were all connected onto one single application that we developed for them in MCA 21. So from a very paper intensive environment to 100% digital experience was the transformation journey. And it, in terms of outcome, the Prime Minister accorded the award for service delivery excellence to this program, and that was a true recognition of the change that the ministry and TCS together were able to bring. Big enterprise-wide transformation that the Government of India started thinking that if this can happen in a highly paper-intensive ministry like Corporate Affairs Ministry, this then can be rolled out to many of the other ministries who have a government to business or a government to citizen interface. And thereby the National E-Governance Plan was truly rolled out, and we were very privileged and lucky to have achieved major success with the very maiden initiative of the Government of India in its National E-Gov Plan. And thereafter, the years that went by saw digitization of many other aspects of government in their transactional and communication interface with the corporate community as well as with citizens, as examples like passport or the election commission or excise or income tax all underwent major IT initiatives which have brought a tremendous amount of digital infusion in the overall landscape of government to citizen, government to business transactions in the country. So I think MCA 21 for me was indeed a privilege for me to lead for TCS, and for TCS to also then get a position of being an accomplished and a serious and a sensitive partner to the Government of India rather than being a vendor. And that was the program that I thought brought about this kind of change in thinking, that the private sector can work with the Government of India to bring about transformation and change in the country. And that's what we kind of established with the experience and the working experience of MCA 21. this journey is a journey of 7 years of work, and in these 7 years of work, there was tremendous amount of mindset changes that we had to get the people who were stakeholders in this program go through. For example, the staff in the government, the chartered accountants community, which is a very strong community who are deeply involved in the process of company registration, filing, and many other aspects of the companies with vis-a-vis the government statutory compliances. And as is very human, it was initially very natural for everybody to resist this change. So today, 100% of all activities of the corporates when it comes to statutory interface with the ministry are end-to-end digital, paperless, and that's the transformation that we have been able to achieve together with tremendous amount of work, background work that went on with the people who were involved in the program right from 2004 onwards.